So I have a friend who has a baby.
What's your friend's name?
My friend's name is Caleb. My friend.
You trumped us. And not because we were talking about politics.
That was stupid. I hate you for saying that. I got Secret Service people for that.
Look how well they've done this year.
Didn't want to go there.
Bro, people is...
Caleb's gonna be like, can we get Kanye West to the
Yo, Diddy, where you at?
to the White House?
Where you at, Diddy? It's time for our party.
Go to the next question.
What's
Go to
really
the
in
next
those
question.
bottles? Sorry, I said I wasn't gonna go there.
You ready? Let's get it. Absolutely not. That's, oh boy. So can we start?
Yes. What's up?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
Jeez.
That's your wife. Do you even like
Why
her?
you gotta have that energy with her? Why you gotta have that energy with her?
That was good.
Ugh.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of That's How You Feel. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Levi. This is my other host, Caleb. We are so excited that you guys are here today listening. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We appreciate you guys for watching and all your feedback. I am going to toss it over to Caleb, though, because we have a special guest with us today.
What?
Amber Rose!
Thank you.
What?
He would have just been like, this is Amber.
I know.
So, I gotta hype it up.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I also appreciate you doing that as well. I was just gonna say a very, very special guest is it's an understatement. Like there's Amber is more than special.
Oh, stop it.
But yeah, she's a great friend of mine.
Did you meet her at the grocery store?
You stupid.
I was trying to buy kiwis actually, and he bought the last bunch. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, kiwis is a sore subject. Also, you would have gotten that reference if you watched our TikTok and Instagram live. We went live for the first time today before filming our episode. And so it was kind of, we're learning.
Close
We're
face.
learning.
So we have merch on sale as always. Please go to that'showyouFeel.show. That's how you feel show.com. Check out our merch.
Can you do anything right?
What happened? So anyway, Amber's here. She's a good friend of mine, and we're excited to have her on the show. A couple things about Amber. Amber is like me in a lot of ways. She has also way too many side hustles that she has going on. Amber, you know what?
She's a photographer.
Basically, yeah, she's a photographer. She is. I
makes
want to say
earrings?
craftsman, but that's not a
I'm
thing.
I'm a maker. That's what the kids call it these days. I'm a maker.
You're a maker.
maker.
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
crafty
I'm not supposed
person.
to have this on.
We're not starting over. I don't care. And then what else does Amber do? She is a break dancer.
Oh.
You know, she is.
I'm a wedding officiant.
A top tier tambourine player. And she's a great friend of mine. She was actually the photographer at my wedding. So
Correct.
meet Amber.
I actually
Amber
met
Rose.
her the first time because she was photographering
Photographering. Yeah.
at one of our gigs.
Yes.
It was the one at the Abbott.
All right, cool. Amber, drop your social media handle real quick. Let people know where they can follow you at. All your businesses, drop them real quick.
Oh my God, I have a lot. Amber Rose 89, that's 2 R's, is my personal, but you can follow along if you want to. And then 1989.photos and 1989.creative.
Yep.
I think that's right. If it's not, we'll fix it in post.
We won't fix it in post.
I'm
We'll
just
just
gonna
add
take
her
a
real
wild
handles.
guess. You were born in 1989.
I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
I figured
Also
I
a big
got
Taylor
that
Swift fan, so it works out.
Right. Oh, there
Was
you
she
go.
also
She's
born
a
in
Swiftie,
89?
folks.
Yes.
Oh, she was?
Yeah,
I'm older than Taylor Swift.
you are.
And more successful.
Oh.
You're older than most people.
Hot take.
That's so mean.
Older than everyone
Sometimes
in
the
this room,
truth
but that's not a
hurts.
problem.
I'm older than most people. That's crazy. So let's just get right into some comments from old episodes.
Actually, before we do, I have a follow-up. So you do remember when, and it's still kind of popping off, people are still talking about it, your eye contact and how it's uncomfortable for you?
Yes.
So I never had noticed that about you. But now that
God.
you talked about it, I have witnessed it in person. And I wanted to talk about it. I feel like I want to share. So it was a couple Sundays ago. We were at church, and I was talking to my cousin Jenny. And so you had come up, didn't say anything, just stood there. She was talking, and she goes, "Hi, Caleb," and you started to look at her, and then you just went, "Hi, Jenny," and just like looked off in space, and then just slowly walked away.
That's the Caleb Anthony look away. That's what we call that.
Instead of being like, "Good morning, Jenny," you were just like, "Hi, Jenny. I gotta go now."
So just getting a couple comments from some old episodes. Look, man, eye contact, it makes me uncomfortable.
No, I get it. I'm just giving her. It's funny because I would have never noticed that until like now. You said on the podcast, and now it's a thing. And
again, if I can look at you, you are special. Like, because
yeah,
I feel like he looks at you a lot.
he looks up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True. Okay. Sorry.
he wants to be me.
okay.
We
So
all
just
do.
we're gonna get into some comments from. We're gonna get to comments. This is from the Great Kiwi episode. My favorite animal is Levi laughing so hard that when he starts talking again, it comes out as more of a squeal.
Which is true. I often refer to my laugh and like that as Wheezy from Toy Story, the little penguin that has that cough from all the dust.
That's my favorite thing about you.
Thank
Truly,
you.
it really is.
High five
It's
number
very
one.
High
endearing.
five him.
No,
Don't.
it'll end up as a
That
high
is
five.
not allowed
count.
on the podcast.
It is allowed. He's just jealous that he never gets a high five.
Another comment comes from Rachel Powell.
Which, thank you, Courtney. Courtney, by the way, is a phenomenal vocalist and singer and just an amazing human. So thanks for watching.
I'm feeling sassy. I was almost like, I don't care who she is. Like, I almost was like,
Listen, she'll fight you.
that's fine. Pull up.
Oh, Courtney, you the next guest.
Anyway, this
On
next comment
site.
comes from Rachel Powell. Oh my gosh, y'all crack me up. Costco Kiwi guy, fix your face. Also, I need a That's Crazy shirt. That is in development. Thank you, Rachel.
You know who that is, right?
No, who's Rachel Powell?
Kathy and Rachel.
I know Rachel's first name. I didn't know her last name was Powell. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't either, but
Thank you, Rachel, for commenting.
2 and 2 makes
Appreciate you.
4.
You're a wonderful person. Yeah, we're gonna try to get a That's Crazy shirt made. That's gonna hopefully be in the works. I'm gonna talk to our producer, who designs all of. By the way, yeah, doesn't our producer design all those shirts and like things?
I helped.
So
yes,
shout
no,
out to
she-
Julia for designing all of the
did-
merch.
yeah.
Please head over to our website, that'showyoufeelshow.com, merch, and take a look at those things that Julia's made. Because
If it's anything creative, like as in the video editing, the video, like that whole video intro, like everything, the logo.
Did she design
She-
that sweatshirt?
Actually, no, I did.
which is why there's only 2 of these in existence.
Exactly.
But yeah, like, and don't think we're out here trying to like really make money. All proceeds from our shirt sales and sticker sales go to diapers and formula. Okay, like we're not out here getting rich. Like my son is hungry right now.
Inflation is real, folks.
So,
Inflation is real.
Next comment comes from Mr. Black. This is on, I guess, Bad Opinions, a job everyone should have to work in the service industry during Christmas season.
I thought that was actually a good answer.
Yeah.
Could you imagine where, like, I mean, Black Friday,
like working at a restaurant or working on like a Target?
a Target.
Well, that's not necessarily the service industry. That's retail. The service industry is like restaurants.
Okay, but also retail, like
Is customer service.
heavily
like,
customer service.
It is, but the service industry is.
Remember, he's very direct. He
the
has
service
to have
industry.
We
No,
get
I
it.
would not include
It doesn't say food
Walmart,
service industry.
Target,
I just want to
and
say
Oh, she's right. It doesn't say food service industry.
the service. Y'all, no, I'm right this time. Stop it. The service industry, I think, is restaurants, and then retail is grocery stores and other like good stores.
okay. The only reason I kind of agree with you is because a lot of bars and stuff have like service industry nights,
That's service industry.
and they will give like other
Yeah,
restaurant
you
get it.
can't go to a bar and
but
say, "Hey, I work at Target. Can I get a discount?"
I get
They
it,
can
but
be
I
like,
also
no.
feel like
I still think retail workers, retail service, whatever, people who work in retail have a really hard time
They
during the
do.
holidays as well.
But
Because
it's
people
not
are
service
rude.
industry. I'm not saying y'all are not
I think
important.
this person was thinking of all that, but you
No, he
just have to.
Maybe he was. Maybe Mr. Black was.
What is
I
that?
don't
One of
know.
your finstas?
Anyway, yo, you know what we should do? Just as a thought I had, we should comment on the people. If we read like their comment, we should comment on that comment. Say, hey, we're reading your comment got picked to be on our show.
Cool. Let's talk this off the show.
Yep. So this comment comes from one of my videos where I said I don't always like my spouse. Amanda Hamilton Anderson says, I love how real this is. Thank you.
Also, I also know this person. She's an amazing person.
She got beef with me too? Tell her pull up.
No, she actually likes and comments on a lot of our stuff. She
Thank
thinks
you, Amanda.
she thinks we're funny. She is actually, I used to work with her. She was a nurse in hospice with me, but she's also awesome. So thanks for watching and following, Amanda.
Thanks for commenting, folks. Please keep the comments coming. We love all of them.
Especially the ones about kiwis. So now it is time for question of the day. Question of the day.
No.
I was on the TikTok and this like story came through. I don't remember the exact person. I don't remember the exact details. And no, it's not the Katie Santry rug in the yard story,
we need
but
to talk about that.
that is a crazy story. I should have put
I
that
almost
in
missed
here.
a work meeting because I got into that story late
Yeah.
and had to catch up.
I feel like,
Just saying.
I know we're on a tangent, but I feel like there's still something there.
Oh, or something was there and it got removed. 100%.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
both of the dogs. Do you know anything about this, Caleb?
So the question of the day.
No, I gotta say it. Do you know anything about the girl who found she was digging to put a fence post? Katie Santry put a fence post down. She was digging, found carpet like 2 feet down, and then like the cadaver dogs came out and they sat on the spot. You know nothing. Okay, question of the day. So this story. So hypothetically, you're in a friend group and you've kind of been painted as, what did it say?
The villain.
The villain in this friend group, and it was a group of friends that obviously you'd been friends with for a while, and so you were kind of ousted. And then time had passed, feelings had kind of went away, but this person was kind of saying like, should I have that like final conversation, or should I just let it be? Like, should I have a conversation just to clear the air, or should they let it be? And they were like prefacing it on as a question. So I want to know your guys' thoughts.
So the situation is I have friends. They one day just was like, you're not a part of our group anymore. And they just out me.
No, you're painted as the villain.
So like,
There's a reason why you're ousted.
yeah, so in their
Do I
eyes,
know the reason?
well, okay, well, this person was saying in their eye, like in the group friends' eyes, you were painted as a villain and you were kind of ousted. However, you do not feel like that's how the situation went down.
So I didn't buy kiwis. And now they're like, all my friends are like, you're a villain.
Yeah. But there was more to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you kind of wanted to have that final story or that final, she didn't know if she wanted to have that final like meeting.
Do I want to have a final meeting? Are we friends again?
No, but you're at the point where you have like just let things go. You guys see each other.
I think it depends on like if I know why they're upset with me and they still like allow me to be in the same space. I mean, maybe, but also if they're like just if they want to be like that, then I'm cool with like we're never gonna be in the same. If I know you got ill feelings toward me, I'm not gonna be in the same space with you for what? Bye.
I like that energy.
Like if you mad, first
His
of all,
whole face has the energy.
if you mad at me, that's your business. Like I'm chilling. What?
No skin
I
on
almost
his back.
cussed. Oh, I want to cuss so bad, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm saved.
What
Go
about-
ahead. Y'all, somebody else.
So I do have an answer, but quick question. Was this maybe about Whitney Levitt from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But man.
I feel like it applies.
Whew. Team Taylor or Team Whitney?
Team Taylor.
I want to know if there's Team Whitney people.
They're after the NICU video, okay. So I go back and forth on this one because it depends. Like if you're going to all be friends, I used to be the person where I was like kind of Caleb's attitude, like you have a problem with me, that's your business, that's not my business. But the older you get, especially like now, like I'll be 35 this year, it's not easy to make new friends. And like I do think that feedback is a gift. And so I have noticed that as I've gotten older, I've had a lot more of those like harder, uncomfortable conversations with people, whether they remained in my life or not. So like if I'm the villain in your story, like is there a true reason? And maybe I can apologize for the behavior that maybe I was the villain and I can apologize for that. Or maybe it's a them problem truly. And you can have a conversation to clear the air, whether or not they stay in your life or not. I do think that some of that feedback is important. The older I get. Now, when I was younger, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I agree
Like,
with that.
screw
Like,
you, that's your
if I
problem.
messed up, like, let me try to apologize. Let me try to make it right. But if you're also there's a thing about offending somebody that when the offense is fresh and raw, the offended party does not want to hear an apology at all. Like, especially in that moment. But if time has passed and then they're in a space to where they can receive an apology, then yeah, let's try to make that right. Because again, maybe I did something wrong and I didn't know that I did something wrong and you made me aware of it. I want to try to make that right. But if I want to try to make it right and you're still like, I don't want nothing to do with you, and some time has passed, all right, you let me know whenever you're like, you let me know. Because I still, like, I offended somebody years ago, and I think that person is probably still upset with me to this day.
Really?
Which, like, and there won't be an opportunity for me to clear that space or, like, you know, really like, hey, I said something like kind of foul to you 5 years ago. I'm still very sorry that I said it. Like, I wasn't trying to be malicious. Like, I was just joking.
Does it ever bother
you?
you?
Hurt their feelings?
Does it ever bother you that person might like talk bad about you in a space that's not even like really truthful?
I'm okay because of what I did, and because I know I was joking. I'm okay with being the villain, like, to her for the rest of my life. Like, if my podcast ever comes across her and she's like, "This guy's trash," I'm okay with like her being like that. Like, because again,
Emily did text me that. So
I was gonna say it was me. I'm still offended, but I'm here.
So like, yeah, I mean, like, again, like, some time has passed. I would like to make it right. I would like to at least apologize. We don't have to ever be cool. We don't have to be buddies. But at least I would like to at least say I'm sorry, so that you know, like, yo, I really did not mean to like hurt your feelings.
Oh, I like your kicks.
I do think that sorry.
No,
I don't want to butt in on the shoe talk.
No, keep going. Just brush over my side comments.
No,
right,
I
squirrel
do.
brain.
I do. Don't announce your squirrel brain, Levi. Sorry. I love you, Caleb.
That's my dog right there.
I think that a one-on-one situation like that, though, is definitely a lot more difficult than like what Levi had originally said, where it's like a friend group and maybe you're the villain to that friend group. Like, those one-on-one conversations, like, sometimes you really have to toe the line of like, do I want to apologize for me so that I feel better, or do I want to apologize? It's just like, well, I don't want to get way off on a tangent, but you know what I mean? Like,
that's how this podcast works, bro.
no, I'm going to leave it at that.
No, I agree.
But yeah,
well,
I think,
and you guys, I agree with both of what you said. So, I mean, I wouldn't say anything different. And both sides of that, I agree on the latter side. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Next question.
Would you want to be the president of the United States if given the opportunity?
Hell yeah.
oh my God.
Really?
Hey, let me run this real quick.
Do
Like,
not
let
ever
me
let
get
that
like
man get
2
on a
years.
ballot.
I don't want 4 years. I don't think I could handle 6 months. But like, let me get like 2 solid years in.
I don't think I could handle 6 months, but let me do 2 years.
Let me get my feet wet for like 6 months, because that's like 6 months in, like, you're just like getting your feet wet. You're like learning who to talk to about certain things, you know.
No.
But like, what I'm doing though, like, my first thing I'm doing, I'm taxing Elon, Bezos. Like, I'm not even taxing them. Like, I'm writing them a bill. Like, look, you gonna help clean this up. Like, y'all two are the most richest people in America right now. Run it. Give me some money. We need to come together.
Or restructure our finances.
Yeah, like, I'm like, it's not. I'm not taxing like those two. Run it. You need to give me a couple billion so we can help like turn this economy back around. That's like the first.
But you realize as soon as you become president, nothing in your life is private anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't have your own social media accounts. You can't drive in a car by yourself. You can't.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
I'm okay
Someone
with all
watching
that.
you 24/7.
I'm okay with all that.
You would get canceled literally day one.
Day one, I'm calling Bezos and Elon.
But canceled as a president is not just like, we ain't gonna see you. It's
Hey, that's what I would like. The first thing I'm doing,
it's death threats.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I got Secret Service people for that.
You have a child.
Look how well they've done this year.
Didn't want to go there.
Bro, people is taking shots at me first day too. But yeah, let me get that job real quick. Bro, that would look so good on my resume. I was president. Are you kidding me? Let me get 2 years in. You were president?
Caleb would be there 5 minutes, and they'd be like,
We made a
this,
mistake.
this president has a cat.
Hey, does the Oval Office
are we
have
allowed to
HR?
have cats
Like,
in
would
the
I get
White
called
House?
into HR? You think the president has an HR?
I mean, they have people.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, people.
Did you never watch like Scandal? Olivia
No.
Pope, Fixers?
No.
Or what's
Okay.
that one? What's the one that we watched? Designated
Oh,
Survivor.
Mm. Would you want to be president, Amber?
No. And I think that anyone, which is why I would be a good president. Because I think that anybody, I'm not campaigning, I think that anybody that actually wants to be president should not have that job. I mean, if you're 5 and you want to be president, or 10, you want to be president, like,
Like kid president.
yeah, kid president. I would take that like as an honorary. There are cities that have like dogs as the mayor, so we could have a kid president, and they might do better.
Yeah,
literally,
immediately, like as president, like okay, that whoever voted that in, a bigger
We're
city
talking
is
about presidents
absorbing
who
that
said
city
dog, and all
because
I
y'all
can hear
can't
is
run
eat
yourselves.
the dogs, eat the dog.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Eat the cats.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Caleb's face.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You're the one that said
TikTok.
during the live prior to this
But I would eat a
that
dog.
yeah,
I would.
psycho.
Springfield, Ohio.
I can't.
Levi, would you want to be president?
Yeah,
I mean, no, it's not something I aspire to be. I would, no. No.
You get $250,000 a year as a salary.
there are people like 2 levels above me that make that in my company, and they don't have near the responsibility.
Run it.
That's the thing that is wild to me.
I'm trying to get to that level.
And as the
too.
president,
I
like,
am
I could
tired
meet
of
anybody.
working my life away.
You can meet anybody.
Yeah, like I'm president. Call Jay-Z. I want to talk to him. Like, and then, like, yo, the president
better
wants to
make
talk
sure
to
he's
you.
not on the
Jay-Z,
list before you
Jay-Z's a
talk to
little
him.
under wraps right now. We're not sure about him.
Yeah.
But like, yo, I could meet, like anybody.
He's about to be the next Diddy.
Literally, Caleb, you're getting canceled day 1. Caleb's gonna be like, can we get Kanye West to the
Yo, Diddy, where you at?
the White House?
Where you
please?
at, Diddy? It's time for our party.
Go to the next question.
What's
Go to
really
the
in
next
those
question.
bottles?
Um,
Sorry, I said I wasn't gonna go there.
oh, actually, I just on TikTok, someone the other day came into it was like their spouse. They were dressed up as like a Johnson baby oil bottle, but it said Diddy's oil.
Okay, you know it's not baby oil in those bottles, right?
Yeah, it's like something that like paralyzes you and all kinds of stuff.
It's GHB.
What's
Is what
that?
they're saying. It blacks out your memory.
Whew. If someone made a movie about your life, what would
I'm
it be
just-
titled?
I'm just trying to keep this show on the rails.
You're the one who
If
almost got
someone
us
made a
close.
movie about your life, what would it be
Oh,
titled?
hold on. If someone made a movie about your life, what would it be titled?
Number 48.
Number 48. Why? Because that's
Because I'm
how,
the next president. You know.
Oh my god.
Is it 48?
I don't think so. I think we're on 47, fool.
Yeah, I don't think we're on 48.
I said what I said.
Trump was 45. Biden is 46, right?
Yeah,
Can we fact check that? I'm pretty sure.
47. Yeah. So
I got next. Give me 48.
got next.
Mine
Mine
I
would
got a campaign. You know.
mine would be the underdog.
What would yours be?
Wow, did you see how dismissive he was in my title?
Yeah, that was rude. We'll circle back. Wait, you go. I don't know.
I
His,
said mine.
his
number
was 48.
Oh yeah, duh. Oh jeez. I think mine would be like. Are you kidding me? I think that would be the name. Seriously, someone would look at my life and
That's
be
a good-
like, "Are you kidding?" Yeah. Seems
Or
What type
So
of movie would
anyway-
it? Oh, I think we
so.
already-
Anyway, yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
Mm.
You got anything else?
nah, for number 48. That's my.
Okay, wait. I have a question. This is a squirrel brain moment. The video, the like viral TikTok sound where someone's hiding behind like the taller person in front, and they call a number. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
get some cold cuts. Isn't that number 48?
I think it's 45
Oh,
or 46 or 45.
I'm not seeing that trend.
it's
There's
pretty
a
funny.
Icky Woods commercial about some cold cuts. I think it's a insurance
I didn't even know where the
commercial.
original came from. Okay.
Icky Woods. Number 45. That's me, baby.
Yeah.
We'll get some
yeah.
cold cuts.
I just
I went as him for Halloween a couple years ago.
I just saw your
I don't even know who that
question
is.
you added.
Show did, baby.
Would you rather never use social media again or never watch another movie or TV show?
I would give up a TV show and movies. Like I miss movies anyway. Like
Wow.
I miss like movies that come out and TV shows that come out. Like I'm so late to all those things. Like I just started watching Modern Family. Like I just started watching Big Bang Theory. Like I could give up TVs and movies easily. And I think I'd be so much smarter if I didn't waste time.
On social media.
But I think TV, same. I think it's an even trade off. Like if I gave up social media or movies, I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like you can actually learn stuff from movies.
And social media, TikTok, Twitter, or X. Real quick, does anybody call Twitter X or is it Twitter?
I mean, both.
You refer to it as X.
I don't really talk about Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I
We're all
think
on
of it,
Threads
I'm
now.
like,
but right
oh,
now
I need to
you're
go to
talking
X.
about it and you're calling it Twitter.
But because you were. But when I go from my phone, at first it was weird. It's still kind of weird. But I'm like, oh yeah, X. And then, it's weird. I don't know.
It's Twitter.
I don't really like Twitter or X. I never have.
I like Threads just because it's like in
Never done
Facebook
Threads.
and Instagram. So if like I'll go look for like 2 seconds, then I'm done.
was
But
on
I
Threads for 2
never
days.
log into like X, Twitter, whatever it is by itself.
I do for WWE and stuff like that. I know.
Oh, that makes sense. That tracks.
Shout out our last episode.
Would you never use social media or TV? Which one? What would you give up?
I would give up social media.
Gotta
I
keep
would.
watching Love
I
and Hip Hop?
waste a lot. Well, it's how I told you, like my ADHD is really bad. And like one of my like comfort things when like I have ADHD and anxiety. So one of my like comfort things is I'll rewatch the same show that I've already watched because I know what's going to happen. Like when everyone was watching the Olympics live, absolutely not. Work was too stressful. I could not like add the Olympics on top of that because I didn't know what was going to happen. But like I was rewatching New Girl for the 5th time. And that is a comfort to me.
That
Thank
is
you.
her jam.
Yeah, I can probably quote most episodes at this point, even like the obscure, not talked about ones.
You and
and
her
the-
would have like just
We'll
give it a
chat.
laugh.
Julia will chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the people I want to connect with, I can call them, I can text them, I can go see them face to face. Like, yeah, I mean, I almost said Twitter. You know, I spend so much time on Twitter. TikTok's good for like killing time, and like I have learned some things, especially like with crafting. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Does YouTube count as social media?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Yes.
No, it's
no.
not.
YouTube Shorts would, I think, but like YouTube, like you go to learn like
I need my craft tutorials.
You go on YouTube to learn.
and watch TV shows. You can watch them on there.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorite documentarians you can only watch on YouTube because he's only on British Netflix.
Yeah,
Or
that's right.
UK
You heard it
Netflix.
here first.
That's Levi. Which one would you give up?
I would definitely get rid of social media. I think social media has ruined our society. And I think if social media was gone, which is why this topic's here today, it would just be imagine, TikTok and Facebook. Like I use it all the time. I'm on social media all the time. If it was not in my life though, imagine all that I could do. I would have already built my own house.
And you could get rid of social media and still listen to podcasts. Like, you
Yeah.
could still learn things. You could still have.
So
that,
don't
like,
think on your
interaction.
little fasting you can get rid of us.
No, because you can just listen on Spotify.
Yeah.
Podcasts
Or watch on YouTube.
There you go.
Because
Well,
We're
jury's
all
out on YouTube, but
We're on all streaming platforms, folks. Last question of the day: are ducks seafood?
no.
no.
Okay, I know they're not. I know they're not. I saw this as I was driving over here, and this other podcast was literally arguing that ducks might be seafood.
No.
But are frogs seafood?
No.
They're amphibians. They live in both land and water.
They do not live in the ocean.
Well, neither does like a sea bat. Wait, I don't know. fish.
Salmon live in the rivers and lakes and
When I think
Don't
of seafood,
classify-
I
don't-
think of I don't know.
don't
I'm-
pigeonhole it to just the ocean now. 'Cause
I'm curious though. Is like basic fish seafood? Because I don't. When I think
yes, boy.
Yes.
really, so you think like crappie and stuff like that is?
yes,
Yes.
I'm
If it's-
curious. This is a
If
thought
it's
I'm
a
having.
fish,
If-
it's a seafood.
If it lives in the water, it is seafood.
My thing is though is like
Ducks are not.
ducks are a bird.
Yeah,
so
that's poultry.
yes. I was gonna say fowl, waterfowl. Is that what they're called? Anyway,
Yeah, waterfowl.
frogs. I don't. Who
Frogs
eats
don't
frogs?
live in the water though.
They live on both land and water.
So do ducks.
Ducks don't live on the water. Ducks swim in water. So bears can swim in the water. Bears aren't seafood.
They sleep sometimes.
Bears do not sleep
Not
on
bears,
the water.
ducks.
Boy,
Ducks.
ducks, yeah, they can take a nap because they float, boy. They're buoyant. buoyant.
You said it right the first time. Don't question yourself.
Right.
Gain some
Ducks-
confidence.
Ducks can sleep on the water. You can sleep
Put
on
your
the water.
chest out. No, shoot. No. Like, I know you technically
You fall
can.
asleep and you fall. I think you fall in.
No.
I mean, like-
I don't go in the water if
on
I
like
don't
an-
have to, but I feel
Like
like,
on like an inner tube or something, like you can sleep on the water. But like
That's actually very peaceful and relaxing.
it very much so is.
Yeah,
But
if you're,
Ducks
like, on a
honestly,
little-
I thought this was gonna be like a 2-second thing, and this turned into like a whole 2-minute thing.
Well, it was until you went on a little rant about it.
Anyway,
some people eat turtles as like a delicacy. Is that seafood?
turtles are amphibians. Or wait, are they
Does
reptiles?
every time I hear the
think they're
word turtle,
reptiles.
do you guys not think of Master of Disguise? Turtle.
Yeah.
Have you not seen Master of Disguise?
I love that movie. I'm just letting you have that moment right there.
I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Shout out to your
But you
shirt
know
though,
what-
Levi.
Stanley Tucci,
No?
right?
Sure.
No,
Yes.
Dana
Probably wrong.
Carvey.
Dana Carvey.
That's what I said.
You said Stanley Tucci,
That
who
who
is a
said
national
that?
treasure.
You know what's sad is when you said Stanley, I thought of this, which has our stickers on it. Hey,
Buy our merch.
what's the topic, Caleb?
The topic is social media, man, and the influence on politics. Social media and the political division. I don't know what the topic is today, but let's
Politics
just get into
and social media.
Politics and social media. Things I know nothing about. Bro, I'm loving this right now. That is some gold content right there. You
Levi's
just
got lint. I have something in my eye that I'm
Getting
just
the-
trying to ignore.
get it.
I don't know what it is.
So, first question. Do you feel like social media has an influence on politics?
Nowadays, yes.
Like, but what do you mean though? Like, social media has an influence on politics. Like, what does that even mean?
I think it influences people. Different posts that you see, different things that are put out there. Like, it is a form that is really, I mean, it's so huge. Everyone's on social media. So, of course, they're going to push it out there. And with all the news out there and with the candidates' ads and all that stuff, I think that, yes, it has an influence. Do I necessarily think that it's the right influence? No, because I think a lot of people see something and they're like, yep, that's it. Do no research, do nothing. And this is on both sides of the aisle. Do like to see it and then just be like, okay, yeah, I stand by that. But then if someone was to come and debate you on that, would you have a defense? Would you be able to back up like what you're standing in?
Well, I don't think that
I did like this. Like,
I don't think that social media does have an influence on it, but I think it's people on social media have an influence on it more than just like the social media. Like, I don't think Facebook. Well, actually, it just came out that like I guess Facebook has been like skewing certain news and like certain like stories and narratives like in whichever party's favor. Like that came out that's been proven. Like, yo, you were actually like hiding certain facts or like discrediting other things. But I think that it's more so people with platforms have, I think, the bigger influence on politics. Like if so-and-so comes out and endorses a political candidate, that has a bigger influence. Like, because from what I see, usually like on BET, back when like Obama was running, like it was like the thing to like have like the Obama shirt on, like especially if you were like a black entertainer, and that was heavily pushed on BET. Like I saw every rapper, every hip hop artist, you know, rocking like a Yes We Can or a Change shirt or an Obama shirt, and that was like that had a huge impact on like swinging a vote. So I think it's not necessarily the social media platform, it's the people that are on the platform have the bigger influence on politics.
and that's what I think I kind of meant mostly is like people using social media, which maybe I should have worded that better, but because I do feel like I hate election years as it is. And I want you to answer this question.
Yeah.
But I hate the hatefulness it brings among each other, especially like you see your friends, your coworkers all arguing with each other on. That's what actually started this whole thing. And I'll get to that later, but it just frustrates me, the hatefulness that comes with specifically politics, but election years. And it drives me crazy. It used to be, you would see ads nonstop on TV, like commercials when we were younger, you know, back in the good old days. Didn't have none of this.
No,
We had to go work on a farm.
The ads were there. Like it came out recently. Your boy Harrison Bucker endorsed Josh Hawley.
I did see that. They did something together. Yeah, I saw that.
That's your boy. I'm just playing. I'm kidding.
I like Harrison
Amber-
Becker.
Amber, go ahead and answer the question. What do you feel about social media and the
No
influence
comment.
on politics?
I'm just
Not
kidding.
Harrison Butker and Holly.
I know. I think, okay, so kind of twofold. I think it can be really dangerous because I think a lot of people that are seeing, Taylor Swift came out, she endorsed Harris. Trump literally goes on his platform, posts, "I hate Taylor Swift." So
Was that a real thing? He really posted that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I saw it, but I was
the
like,
reason
is that real?
that is dangerous is because he has very loyal followers who are now putting an actual human's life in danger over her, like, endorsing a political candidate. And I'm sure it happens like on both sides. That's the example that comes to mind. There are people in this world who are just fired up and happy to have an opinion about anything, and it's heavily, they don't do any research. They're followers, or they don't watch a lot of younger people don't watch the news. I think I have younger nieces, and they're getting kind of back into that, where it's like, okay, we will see, and it's because no one's sitting around the TV anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just not getting our news in the same way. So I mean, I have, like I said, kids in my family that range from very young, especially with my friends' kids, up to my oldest niece will be 21 this year. So it's been interesting to watch and have that like insight into the younger folks, especially. But I mean, I see it amongst people my age too, that are, oh yeah, I'm a huge Democrat or I'm a huge Republican. Ask them why. They can't tell you. They don't know what they stand for. My sister and I are on different sides of things. And I remember, like, even when I was younger, she would always tell me, like, I actually think you're more on my side. And I would, like, why do you think that? Like, let's have a dialogue about it. When you're not face to face having these conversations and you're just getting the information from social media, there's not a lot of fact checking usually. But I do think, I'm going on a tangent now, but I think to go back to the main question, do I think it has an influence or an effect on political outcomes? I think these days it definitely does. And it's because a lot of people who maybe even wouldn't have voted in the past, because everyone's seeing political ads from both sides, that's obnoxious and annoying. And a lot of people will tune that out. Especially if your timeline is filled with a bunch of the same type of stuff and that's all you're seeing, and you weren't someone that was going to vote, you might be inclined to now because you read one post. It had a lot of engagement,
social media, like if you start talking about yellow paint, you go to social media and you might see an ad for yellow paint. But I mean, I do, and I'm not just saying it listens, I'm saying, but I think it does cater to what you normally look for. And so, like, I personally hate the whole, you have to be a Democrat or you have to be a Republican. I know we have a 2-party system and that's kind of how it's been, but for me, like, I would never classify myself as either.
Yeah.
I believe I'm in the middle. I've voted both ways in my lifetime. I don't think that, like, you should, that is part of the divisiveness, is like, if you're a Democrat, you have to think only this way. If you're a Republican, you have to think only this way, and there's no moving it.
Right.
It makes it hard. But I do think, like you said, if you are only seeing all stuff for Democrats or all stuff for Republicans, that's going to shape your mindset.
And the thing that's scary to me is, even if, so there was misinformation probably on both sides, but one person is very, very much louder than the other, right? So that kind of wild content gets put out on social media. People are rewatching that. They're thinking, oh my gosh, this is happening. If you start Googling it to do your own research, to an extent, even what you're Googling, I mean, we said it all feeds back into social media. So even if you're trying to find the correct information because you're searching those type of things, on either side, again, is now flowing into like, I think that's a shift. And I don't know, I could be getting off topic here, but something I've noticed, like, in the past year, and kind of did wonder if it was gearing up to be this way because we're in an election year. Facebook shows me all kind of groups that I've never shown interest in. And some of them I like some of them are like crockpot recipes. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why this is on my timeline, but I appreciate it. But it's not even a group. You used to have to go join those groups.
Shout out crockpot recipes.
Hey,
Crockpot, sponsor us.
I'm lazy. I like to cook my food that way.
What's wrong with you?
Could you imagine if it had like little podcast knobs on the? I'm sorry.
Where do you get off? So I kind of want to
That's
circle
incredible.
back to like the influence that social media has, but I think that there is a danger to it because of the information that can be presented to you. But also, I'll be the first to say it, and I won't be the first to say it. I will say That's how I get informed. I don't watch the news. My dad gets on me all the time. You watch the news today? Nope. And so like I get all of my news and information. I get all of my facts or what people say are facts from social media. And so that's how I'm informed. That's how I'm swayed. And it's so dangerous. It's also good, especially if what I'm reading is correct, then I'm informed. But like there have been things about like certain propositions and like what's Trump's like 2025 bill or Trump's big thing bill. And then they're like, people have been posting against it saying, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. How could you support this? And then literally, I really love my algorithm because it'll be like this thing. And then it'll come up with another thing. Like, here's what his bill actually says. And here's what it actually wants. And I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't sound that terrible. And then it's another one. Here's what it really means. And I'm like, well, now, okay, so which one is correct? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of things like that where there have been like with Trump's plan and Kamala's plan. And like with my TikTok algorithm, it's so cool because I get like these ultra right dudes who want to have these debates. And like you've seen those ones. But then I also get like these ultra left people that have these debates and like point out like they want to quote statistics and like here's the employment rate when Obama was in office. Here's the employment rate when Trump was in office. And both sides, they make great points. I'm like, I hang out like you. I hang out in the middle. But that's how I get informed because I'm not watching the news.
But my thing is, because that's where I think it gets kind of the dangerous part of it. When you just see something, you're like, oh man, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you immediately just jump on that.
And do you do any research? I mean, at that point, like, are you, that's the problem, I think.
Well, I think you highlighted, between the two of you, I think you just highlighted a really important part, or a really important point. Project 2025 is not just Trump's thing. It's like an entire Republican ideal. And the document itself, I want to say, and we're going to need a fact check on this. It's between like 500 and 1,000 pages. Like this thing is massive. So I guarantee, and I won't speak for your social media, but my algorithms, not one person on there has read that entire thing. No one that is claiming to speak intelligently about it has read the entire thing. There probably are some good things and there are some outright terrifying things that I've actually seen.
They're just sharing like the highlights of it. Like,
exactly.
This is what he wants. And it's like, come on. Like,
and the hard part is though, and I'll be honest, the hard part is I have heard Kamala's side, not Trump 2025. Project 2025. That's all they push down is like, that's his bill. And then I'll hear him say like, he has nothing to do it. They've had people testify where it says Trump is literally not involved in Project 2025.
Yeah.
That's the part where I want research done. And I'm saying this for both sides of the aisle because then they're pushing false narratives, just like Republicans and Trump has pushed false narrative. Like both sides have done it. If we sit here and say no sides have done it, then I mean, I think we'd be lying. Mm-hmm.
And here, I think, hot take, but like the people right now, we're in a lame duck administration. Everybody understands what that means. Caleb, do you understand what that means?
What did you just say?
A lame duck administration. That means that the candidates in office right now will not be the president in January, no matter what. So he's a lame duck.
He's candidates in office. Say that one more time.
Oh, you mean the president?
The president right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is not going to be president regardless what happens in the election.
Yeah.
So they call it a lame duck. Like he's not making big sweeping policy changes right now, anything like that. And really because we're in like gearing up so close to the election cycle, like all of the people in Capitol Hill right now are like interns. They're the ones running the show. And that, you know, again, because we're in this election cycle, but I think it to me highlights an important point that like you cannot just look at the candidate or even the candidate and their vice presidential candidate. You have to do, if you really want to be an informed voter, and if you're someone that believes that your vote counts, which I know a lot of people will tell you that it doesn't, it does. Oh, yeah. You have to look at everyone that is supporting that candidate and the people that they're looking at bringing on into their administration. If you go just based off of the candidate, the vice president, what they say.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a full picture,
Yeah.
and that
No, I
You gotta
again,
look at like who
majority
are
of
the
people are
lobbyists?
not going to do that research. Yeah,
Because the goal of each, this is my opinion, the goal of each candidate when they are giving like speeches or whatever is to try to attack the other person and make them look bad. I mean, that's how commercials have always looked like. And so I think doing your own research to say like, what do they stand for? What do they stand for? Honestly, with the whole Project 2025 thing, I'm tired of hearing about it. Yeah, I don't like the thing,
yeah.
but I don't feel like it is a focus for other candidates, but it's being pushed so far just to falsely I've seen people now say that Kamala's involved and then people say Trump's involved. And I'm like, honestly, like clearly I want to hear what your policies are.
Right.
That's what matters. What are your
Which is why
policies?
I said, let me get Bezos and what's his name in here. Like, yeah, like let me run it for 2 years. You know what I'm
if you
telling
get
what I-
Musk, you're gonna get all of Trump's policies.
bro, let me like I just
Musk,
want
did I
like
say Musk? Is it
Musk.
Elon
Elon Musk. Yeah, that's his name.
You said it, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's
I know.
correct.
I was like,
That's what I'm saying. Yo,
Yeah.
like,
little Mr. Musk.
bring them two people in. Like, give me the top 1% of income earners in America. I need like $1 billion from each of y'all. Just like, let me get it.
I did see a. I wish I could say what it was, but it was saying like how much it would cost to pay for all the homeless in America for 1 year, and it was like all the debt and all the student loans and like the amount, and then like they showed how like in our budget we could use that and pay for that. I don't remember the whole video, but I was like, interesting.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. I think that
Hey, real quick, where'd you see that video?
Exactly, TikTok.
so here's the thing about that. Let's say like Musk and them,
But I
and
didn't
Bezos-
research it, so that's another thing.
Like, let's say Musk and them and like Bezos could do that and like take care of like
Musk and him.
set up the infrastructure
It's his rap name.
to solve the homeless crisis. I think they could do it, and I think it could work for maybe 5 to 10 years. And I think we would probably start to see it cycle back to
Oh,
people
for
being
sure.
on the street. And so if
You can
that
have
happens,
someone fix it, but you have to have a plan to keep it recovered.
right, you have to have something in place. You have to have systems in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because I
Correct,
think the people
yeah.
that would be helped in that program, they would need the most like mental care and mental like help in order to not repeat the cycle and wind up back where they are. And I think that's why a lot of people who potentially have the means to solve that problem haven't done it because they're like, I haven't seen a plan that I think can work.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not going to like throw money at it just for it to fail in 5 years, because that's a failed business and these people are businessmen. So that's kind of my thing about it. But let's go on to the next question though, because I need to start campaigning for my 2-year term. Go on. What's the next question?
Who's going to be your vice president?
My vice president,
Me.
Lil Tay
Oh my gosh.
Lil Tay.
or Bad Baby.
Who's Lil Tay?
Bad Baby from
Catch Me Outside. How about that girl?
That's Bad Barbie.
Yeah, it's Bad Barbie.
Oh, then I don't know.
BHAD.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bad Bunny.
And it's
then.
Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Give me Bad Bunny.
I don't know if
You
Bad
know
Bunny
what?
could
You know
be
how-
vice president.
Vice President Dwayne Johnson. Let
You
me-
know-
let
I
me
support
and him-
that.
You have friends in this room.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He's trifling. So this is probably the whole premise of me wanting to kind of bring up the whole social media and politics. What are your thoughts on the negativity and hate that come from people on social media, especially during political seasons? And I think emphasizing your friend list. You see, so I'm just going to go into what I saw and why it frustrates me. I work at a company and this is, I think you should love everyone as they are. And that's why I hate like the whole divisiveness of like, oh, you're a Democrat, I can't be friends with you. Oh, you're a Republican, I can be friends with anybody.
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm not one to push I like how Patrick Mahomes said it. I'm not one to push my influence on other people. Like everyone should do their own research like we talked about.
Yeah.
So that you can make a sound decision on what you think would be best. But with the fake news that does fake news or the false
False narrative.
false narratives that get sent out.
Misinformation.
Misinformation, that's a good way of saying it. I had a friend of mine post a picture that stated like a kind of like it was like a tweet or something. Well then, and I work with this person. Well then, other people I work with started commenting in argument of that, and kind of there was like multiple people, and then like there were doctors, and they were going back and forth, and then I'm like, you guys have to go to work the next day. You just had all this disagreement, argument over really like shouldn't be that deep. I get like you should be passionate about what you believe in. I get that. I think you should, find purpose in that and be passionate for that. Vote for your passion. But I don't think we need to choose to hate someone or attack them and then just like it was just very odd. And then they made posts the next day of like, oh, well, this is actual truth. And then that same person would do it. And it's this back and forth thing where honestly, I don't know that either were truthful in their whole thing. And it was people in management and other staff. And I'm just like, this looks really bad in my mind. Also, like I've seen families argue and it bothers me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my tangent.
So my thoughts on people like arguing and like posting stuff like that on social media.
Did you listen to my story?
Yes.
You share what I say?
You said a lot. Said a lot of nothing. No, I'm just playing. My thought on it is honestly, who do you think you're gonna sway with your post? Like if you come out and you are in support or deny or against like Trump, who do you think whose mind do you think you're gonna change with your post, whether it's hate-filled or not? Like I'm not about to read your post and go, you know what, I am gonna vote for this person. Like I'm not doing that. Or like you're not changing my mind. Like most people, they're made up, and no argument that you get into on Facebook is gonna change your mind. Especially I feel like if they're spitting just straight facts at you, then they're just gonna make you angry. And then you can be like, because I got into it. I never anymore like post anything like political. I did it one time and it was about like Black Lives Matter. And because I felt very passionate at the time about Black Lives Matter. And I posted something about it. And I had relatives, I had friends that were like, all lives matter. And I'm like, why are you arguing with me?
Yeah.
Like you don't understand how I feel about it. And your first thought is to argue back. And you didn't even listen to me. You just wanted to just argue. And so I was like, okay, I'm never doing that again. Cause like I'm not about to change. I realize I'm not going to change your mind because you feel some type of way about it. And so I just, you're not going to change anybody's mind.
I will say, 2016, I did a lot more arguing. Like I was heated and I would argue with people in comments, people I didn't know, people like I was in with some Florida girls. Like I won't even call them girls. These were grandma age women that were arguing with me on the internet. And I had to really take a hard look at myself.
Look here, MAGA boss 6565.
Seriously. But again, it was a lot of disinformation, and it was on like a public, it wasn't even somebody that I knew that had posted the original. And then I was like, why am I doing this? Because those type of people, right, you're not going to change their mind. Mm-hmm. Actually, people in your day-to-day life, you're probably not going to change their mind either. But when I think, too, my opinion back in earlier elections was, if that's how you feel, like, hey, that's how you feel. If that's how you feel, like, I truly don't understand you on some issues. There are some where I was like, I don't think I could be friends with that person. And it was mostly because of things like they would post, not reactions to things I would post.
Yeah.
My attitude has changed a lot over the last few years. And I think that things that I post now are things that are significantly important to me. And a lot of it is for education, because there are a lot I work in healthcare. So there are some issues, especially being in Missouri. And I'm not going to get into like politics and views like that. But there is education that people need to have, regardless of how you feel about certain issues, to understand like the wide effect certain laws that we have on women's healthcare. And I think that there are people who think, maybe they're done having children. It doesn't, they're not of childbearing age. Okay, well, I just gave it away. But issues that are important to me, it doesn't affect them for one reason or the other. And it's not just healthcare. There's lots of things, like people who don't own a business. If you want to start talking about small businesses and taxes and things, they're like, that doesn't affect me, so it doesn't matter. And what I try to push, and maybe it will change people's minds and maybe it won't, is that it's not all about you. Like elections are literally for the good of the entire country. And if there are things, you can't vote for what in my mind, this is my personal opinion. You cannot vote for what will affect you as an individual the most. That's not for the good of our nation. It's just not. I think that we all have to realize, like we all talk about kind of being in the middle. I feel that way too on a lot of things. But I think that when more people understand that there are things good and bad from both sides, different policies, and I think trying to educate, and maybe 1 in 15 times I post, a light bulb might go on. That's the only reason I still do it. But I will say that I have noticed, even from like some of my, I don't want to say some of my friends, because I may have just weeded out some of the people who would argue for the sake of arguing from my social media in general.
That's what bothers me.
Yeah. And I won't get into arguments like that as much anymore. I did have a guy I went to high school with and he's friends with, we went to college together, but he's friends with a lot of my friends. And he posted something that was almost factually correct. And then there was just some stuff that it's like, okay, well that's not actually right.
Enough to make it seem like a fact.
Yeah. And I was like, he's someone that I typically respect, and I think as a business owner respect him, but his entire everything he cares about has to do with taxes and business and the economy, and that's great, but their elections are not just about that, like there's other issues. And I think sometimes just highlighting, again, probably not for him, he probably doesn't care what I posted, but somebody who's reading his post as truth might see my comment and think twice or do some research.
Well, and I think that's the hard part, is that I think, like, when I see people post and I don't agree with it, my first thought is not to go be like, you are wrong.
Right.
Like, and I think that's where I get so frustrated, because so many people are trigger key happy to just jump on it. And I get, like, if it's something.
Caleb. Argue for the sake of arguing.
I do not do that. I did see, we have a mutual friend that posted something about the upcoming election, and then this was in their post. It was like something Florida probably gonna steal the election again, and I was like, but jeez, dude. But then there was a comment under that that said, "Are you stupid?" I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. But I saw his post, and I'm like, what are you getting out of posting this? Like you're probably heated in the moment enough to. I need to get on the computer, but like, dude, like, again, whose mind are you changing? Whose opinion are you going to sway to go, yeah, he's got a point. Like, you're not doing that.
Well, and my thing is I understand I understand what you're saying.
Are they posting to try to inform somebody, or are they just posting and just share their thoughts and opinions?
That's, to me, like, and there is a difference. There is a difference. It all is about intention. But I think, for some people, honestly, if you're sharing, social media is a place where you can share your thoughts.
Right.
And people will do that freely. But obviously, be mindful of, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Boy,
I think there's
hit a wall.
Hour in this podcast. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think growth to me is not trying to argue just for the sake of arguing, but approaching things. If you see something, and maybe like Caleb gets all his news from social media or from the internet, like you may not feel strongly enough about something one way or the other, but if you know that there's false information, I do think maybe you're not going to be the one to speak up and say it, like the post I'm referring to. Like, I needed to comment on that because he gets a lot of engagement on his posts from a lot of people that will just take what he says as word. And so in my mind, it's like, I hate to say like my civic responsibility.
You have a responsibility.
I feel a responsibility to correct that. And there are very few instances where I will actually speak up. I will share things. I'll share, someone else's post, like from a news outlet or I guess an account that I trust. I will share that information because it's important. Rarely do I even put a comment or what do you call it? Like a caption. Caption's the word I was thinking of. Rarely will I even put a caption with it because it's like, hey, this is good information. If you're interested, you're going to look at it. If you're not, you're not. And
that's my thing. If you're not, don't argue. Just move on.
Yep.
That brings up a good point. Because I don't even know if I made this a question. We've talked about most of these, so I think this can kind of be our last question to wrap this up before we go into playing bad choices.
Sup?
But because you kind of mentioned it earlier, with people that have influence, celebrities that endorse candidates. And the reason why I did say I like Patrick Mahomes' stance is because I do. I think everyone should make their sound decision. But if you have like this business owner of yours, all these followers who like hear what he has to say and you're like, oh, well, I love him, so I got to believe it. Same thing with Taylor Swift endorsing.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, well, I love Taylor Swift. Granted, I know it's went both ways for her this season. But,
Yeah.
but in general, like, oh, I love Taylor Swift, so I'm going to vote this way because she said it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like celebrity, and I know celebrities have a platform that they can do this and we do free. What's your thoughts on that?
So it can be dangerous on any side. I think what is important, again, and this comes back to what you feel elections are about. A lot of people posted, or she posted that, and a lot of people came out, and other celebrities too. It's not just Taylor. Taylor is the one
I know.
that
That's
got
the
a
one that
direct
I-
response from
yeah.
a former president. That's why I brought it up. A lot of celebrities will post, and then people will comment and say, this person's a billionaire, this person's a millionaire. Like, they don't have the same concerns you do. You know, this doesn't affect them. This doesn't affect them. Things that are very important, healthcare for all people, Medicare, things like that. Like, yeah, I guess a celebrity doesn't need to worry about things like that. But they probably have family that does. They're not, you know, like they do participate in elections, and they're not just because, you know, maybe who's in office and who's going to cut tax rates and things like that doesn't affect them. There are other issues that do affect them, and they have a right to voice their opinion. If one's going to do it, they're all going to do it, or
Yeah.
they're going to choose not to. So it's not like you can stop them.
Oh, yeah.
But
no,
I
don't think you
think
can. That's, I mean, we have the right to free speech.
Yeah,
You know?
unfortunately. And the reason I asked you when you said you watched a video that was explaining things, and I said, where did you watch that? Because I was just thinking, it's like, if people see an Instagram reel, they're like, is that information true? Or they see a TikTok, is that information true? They're probably not going out to Google
Yeah.
and doing that search. They're probably looking for other videos on the social media platform that they're already on, which again is it's
And
still dangerous.
And I'll be honest, I don't Google everything I see.
Yeah.
I know where I stand on things. I know where I'm, all that stuff. But if there's things that are kind of like, and then I see a video that contradicts that, then I'm going to be like, okay, what's the real stuff going on?
Yeah.
Because with the state of our nation, the state of politics, and the state of our future, there's just so much happening right now that you are getting things thrown at you from left to right.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming. One, on top of that, you have the hatefulness. You have, because, for instance, and kind of to go back to my story earlier, for the people that were arguing on both sides, it's almost like I have to vote Democrat. So whatever Democrats say or whatever this candidate says, I follow that. Whatever this Republican candidate says, I have to follow that. I can't sway from that at all,
Right.
because then I'm not fully committed. When I
Right.
think that we need to look at everything. You do need to look at, I would say, I agree and disagree with what you said about the way you should vote. And I'm not, because I think, yes, you do need to look at everyone.
Right.
And I think for me, the way I vote, I want to look for my kids and their future and what that looks like.
Right.
If that makes sense, because it is based on my life experiences.
Oh,
too. But
100%.
it's also, I don't want to disregard. There are some topics that are huge that do need thought put into them. And that goes into what candidate you look at
Yeah.
and how you feel on that side of the issue.
And especially what you're saying, like for you and your children, like that's where I think, who here does research on local election stuff? Are you up to like what we have a Senate spot.
I will
open.
say
Those are the things where I think,
Senate and governor and like congressman, I won't say I research as much as presidents,
yeah,
but I do some.
Yeah.
When it comes to all the like district and this person like local, I can't say that I do.
yeah. Well, I mean, half the time you go and there's like one treasurer on the ballot, so you're gonna vote for that treasurer, or
Yeah.
or it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
No,
man,
no
I'm
one.
writing in Levi McCall.
Right, I was gonna say we don't want Caleb like managing.
I was gonna let.
I love you, Caleb. I'm just
I have
kidding.
great policies. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I was
But
talking about treasurer though.
He wants kiwis on sale every day.
So I just like you were talking about that, and I was just thinking about just the importance of like do your own research. But like I'm so dumb, I don't even know
We know.
where like where do you even begin to do your own research? Yeah, okay, Google, but like Google what? Which website is going to report information, statistics, facts unbiased? Like Fox News, like come on, like you know that leans this way. You know that CNN or ABC leans this way. You know that these big networks, they lean towards one side of the aisle or another. So it's very difficult. I've always asked if anybody knows what news source reports the news unbiasedly. I would love to know, because that's the one I want to watch. Like I would love to be able to like, let me look at like maybe the Department of Labor statistics, like in 2020 versus 2024, in 2024 versus now. Like let me, who's reporting just numbers just as they are, not with somebody behind like the numbers, like not skewing them, but like, let me take out this demographic. Let me I just want to know these numbers as unbiased as they can be.
You bring up a really good point, because one, you could look at labor statistics, right, and look at unemployment rates and get an idea, but so many actions that happen in the presidency before the one that takes office affect things like that. Like everyone is so up in, this is what I see, and this is not my opinion. I want to say this is what I've seen as of late on my social media. So many people that are up in arms over taxes, the state of taxes right now. The tax bill that we have in place right now, Trump wrote. It's Trump's administration that put this. So everyone's complaining, I don't have enough money in my bank account. That wasn't written by the current administration. So it makes it what I'm saying is it adds such a level of complexity to what you're talking about, is where do you get the right information? Because you have to go dig to find things like that. Like, I don't know anyone that's going to go look at the tax code. And then when you were saying like, where do I go to find this information? You could go to each candidate's website.
Yeah, but
they have a website that says their
their
platform, but they can say whatever
website.
they want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So I
think
wouldn't
I
want to
think I
go
agree with you.
to their
Yeah,
website. I would want to go to like who's
But
not
it is
being
very-
paid to report the news.
It is
like,
very
Right.
hard because, like you said, I don't think there is a news source out there that doesn't lean one way or the
Yeah.
other. And so if you want to be or hear more Republican statistics, listen to a little bit more Fox News. If you want a little bit of
The blue?
CNN.
Democratic, I was like liberal.
Is,
or what
is
is it?
CNN Democratic?
It's a mix of it. Typically,
Leaning.
yes, yeah.
They lean toward the blue.
It's
like-
hard, but I mean, honestly, that's where you actually have to do your research. Yes,
But
it's-
how? I'm a C student.
let me
I don't know how to
talk.
do research.
we know you don't know how to talk.
Like
Yeah.
my research projects were terrible. I don't know how to do
The
research.
thing is yes, Google's like can be so broad, but when we say Google, don't just Google what is the state of this and then see the first thing and be like, oh, okay, that's true.
boom, got it.
No, like take a little bit things. You can tell a site is if it's a little bit more. No, nothing you see is going to be 100. I don't think anything in this world will ever be 100% factual from the government.
I suggest Wikipedia.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just kidding.
pal.
I'm just kidding. No, but I think you have to do the research independently, and you're not going to be able to research every single topic, right? Like, I care about Medicare, Medicare, Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to be 35 this year, not 65. So like those things don't affect me quite yet, but I know that I should be concerned with how each candidate feels about those type of programs and keeping those things going. But
Yeah.
that's
Which-
not on the top of my list right now.
Did y'all know? Speaking of
No,
Medicare,
I didn't know.
I didn't know this. I work in healthcare. I did not know this. Like when you become 65, you eligible for Medicare. I thought you got Medicare. Like I thought it was essentially like you worked
You
your
got to
whole
pay
life.
for it.
Huh?
You got to pay for it.
You have to pay for it, and not only just it, you have to pay for the different levels, like the A, B, and D.
Oh, don't get me started. My background's in insurance.
Yeah,
And I mean, a lot of those companies, like
it's
and think about it, you're getting it when you're 65. Some 65-year-olds like have all their wits about them. Some didn't grow, especially like in, generations past, like didn't grow up with all the information we have now. And some people, I mean, our age I know a lot about insurance. Most people don't.
yeah.
And so I see it a lot because I work with a government agency and we have people that get tricked into like those replacement plans, which take away like your regular Medicaid, and they're super expensive.
And take your and also you're on disability and stuff, and then you have to pay for all this stuff. But
Yeah, it's wild.
is there anything else you guys want to add to? I think we've brought a lot to the conversation.
Yeah, I think that I need a 2-year term in office. Just let me run it real quick.
Speaking of bad choices,
Let me run it real quick. Bro.
mentioned
Let me get the
this.
country real
I
quick.
meant to do this in the beginning, so I am so sorry, Dice Games, but we are going to post real about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we had played the lovely game, which is actually really fun. Bad Opinions on our show.
Bad Opinions. Such a fun little time.
Yeah, and so we had tagged Dice Games, and the lovely people at Dice sent us a whole bunch of games
Oh wow.
so that we can play on our podcast. So we have Pick Your Poison, and we're gonna play this on the Halloween episode because obviously, like poison, like ooh. History, Hot Seat, Bad Kitty, which is kind of interesting. I almost played that today. I didn't know if you were a cat person.
I
First
have some friends with
So
cats.
this one is gonna be good because it's like a ranking game. You pick 5 and you have to rank them. Like,
Oh my gosh, thank you
First
by
to
the way for
worst.
not hitting me with like that random ranking thing y'all do sometimes. Because
let's play first. To
I
worst.
got one. If you
Nope.
want to, do you want to do it?
no, after watching who was it? Juliet, you had with the musicals
Mm-hmm.
and you threw out the most obscure musicals and wanted her to rank these like
Well, to be honest, that was Caleb's choices.
Bad
oh,
Kitty.
okay, that explains a lot.
So we're gonna
Bad Kitty.
We're gonna play bad choices today. Obviously, when you play this in a group, it's a little bit of different setting.
Big shout out to Dice Games, though. Thank you
Yes.
for sending us this stuff. I can't wait to play all these things.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing about like, shout out to y'all for sending this to us. But like, for real, like, people, they sent us these things. And I'm not just saying that. I'm super excited about this. Like, these aren't like just, you know, I'm not about to say I endorse like a body wash that I never like would ever use. But like, this is like, I love like games and stuff.
So this how you play with a group is like you all get cards.
Bad Kitty.
Would you shut
Yeah,
up?
stop trying to make Bad Kitty happen.
I'm trying to like. So how
Bad
you
Kitty.
play bad choices is you have a group of friends. Everyone gets cards, and you're supposed to like give the card to someone who you think will say yes, and if so, then you get rid of a card. The goal is to
if they will
if they will say yes. So the first card, do you think you would be the best stripper in the room?
Give me that
no
card.
No, it's me all day.
breakdancer. Hello.
Are you really a breakdancer?
Well, before I had back surgery.
Yeah, let me get that. I got a good hip. Let me get that.
Nah, Caleb, sorry, but I would beat you in a lap dance.
Boy, let me put this belly on you. Oh, great stripper.
Wait, I'm gonna have a squirrel moment, but I promise it ties in. If you have not watched The Golden Bachelorette, you're not gonna watch it. It's reality. You should watch it. It's the most. It's wholesome. It's so wholesome. These are all people that are over 60 years of age,
I know the premise.
Yes.
I have not watched it.
and they had this little deal with the Chippendales, and the Chippendales all taught these men how to do this little striptease, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. One
that's
guy was
funny.
like, it actually reminded me of you just now, where you were like, I got this. He's like, I've been wanting to do this since I was 20 years old, and he like rocked it.
It's gonna be me in a senior
was amazing.
citizen home. So real quick, we're just gonna play. Obviously, we're gonna just ask each other real quick, but we're gonna just ask a few questions to each other from the cards that you guys have. So like, this would be for next. We're gonna film a Halloween episode. But have you ever worn a slutty Halloween costume?
No,
I had my chest out for one costume. Like I went as a pimp one year, and I had like this long trench coat on, and I decided I was like, I'm not gonna wear a shirt underneath this costume. So I had like, it was this leopard print jacket, and I had like a gold scarf, and I just had my hamburger meat out. It was great.
See, the sluttiest costume I ever had was I was a name tag that said, "Hello, my name is Sexy," and I was dressed up as a nerd underneath. So that's about the sluttiest I get.
Okay, so
that.
wait, hold on. What was your question?
Have you ever worn a slutty Halloween costume?
So I'm sorry. How's the game called Bad Choices? So like, what would you give it if I wanted it? Like,
So, like, okay, if you were in a group of, say, we were all playing this game, say Julia was too, you get like 6 or 7 cards. I then say to Caleb, have you ever worn a slutty Halloween costume? Say yes or no.
no.
Okay, so I get to keep that card. My goal is for you to say yes. Because I want to be the last person. I want to be the first person to have no cards. So in the group of
Okay.
people you're with, you have to like look at your cards and say, I think this person has done this, so that you can get rid of your cards. But you also find out more information about people.
I have one
But
for
granted,
Caleb.
huh?
I have one for Caleb.
What's up?
Have you ever created a fake social media account to spy on someone?
Nope.
I thought for sure. Are you sure?
No, yeah, I've never to spy on somebody. No.
Okay.
Like
That
you
seems
say,
like
I
the
have
level
a
of
Finsta
petty.
account, but I just have I have another Instagram account that I don't use that I was going to, but I was like, I just don't use it.
I'm gonna say this for the room. I just want to see
What's
if
up?
it's- Except I'm gonna PG it. Have you ever taken a picture of your poop?
Ooh.
You
No.
never have.
No.
I think I have. I think once.
For
But it-
what purpose?
I sent it to my
You gotta
wife
send it-
one
you-
time.
I'm sorry, Julia.
Okay, so I've
Sorry.
done it. I either have done it one time or I've never done it at all.
Mine was a Snapchat as a prank to Julia.
but it was because it.
Maybe if I was dying and it like looked weird, if I need to like send it to my doctor, there was a concern.
But like mine was like it was the sheer
It's not a
size of it.
normal
I was like,
occasion I do
this
this.
is
Okay.
Oh yes.
I won't lie though. My nephew, keep in mind, he was like 2 or 3 at the time because we were doing like potty training was a thing at this time. He was probably 3. Took a dump in my new apartment that would make a grown man proud. Like, I cannot believe this came out of, shout out to James, my nephew. I cannot believe that something so huge came out of this child. And like, I did call his mom. She was in my living
Yeah.
room, but I called her to come look at it. I was like,
It's baffling.
yeah, but not of my
daughter-
own.
Well,
no.
I'd say we're potty training still because she won't. What she pooped on the potty for like a week. Sometimes after it poops, I'm like, "You okay?" Like,
Where'd that
anyways.
come from?
So, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to just like you can pick 5 random cards or just say 5 cards and ask the room, and then we're gonna do speed rounds, and then we'll move on to our weekly segment.
I'm not even going to pick them.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's do it randomly.
Yeah, I'm picking 4.
They 4 cards. Pick 4 cards randomly, Caleb,
all right. Bet.
Okay.
without looking at them.
Oh man, I picked out some good ones.
I mean, okay, you can keep those
I'm
ones.
gonna keep those. I got some good ones.
Okay. Have you ever been cut off at a bar?
No.
What was that face? At your own
Actually,
card.
I have.
You've been cut off at the bar?
So does he get the card because you have?
Yeah.
I have. This was the one time where I got blackout drunk. This was years ago. I swear, it was like 11 o'clock, and next thing I know, it was 3 o'clock.
What if we both have? Who gets the card then?
Well, typically it would be who you're asking. We are doing it a little bit different because we're on a
cool.
podcast.
Yeah.
setting.
Cool.
Would you allow someone with a foot fetish to lick your feet for $50?
No.
For 50? Nah, but a cool grand? Oh yeah.
Oh, $1,000. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
I knew someone with a foot
Get out, like,
fetish.
hey.
That's just weird.
Why am I the only normal one? Have
It's
you ever dined and
$1,000.
I'm talking about these questions. Have you ever dined and dashed?
I think so.
No, but I think it's so easy to do.
Yeah, I think people
I think I have. I, think
I know
have
someone
once
that
when I was,
has,
like, in
but I
high
haven't.
school. I
My
think I
mom used to
have.
get mad at me because every time I go to a restaurant, I'm like, we could literally just leave right now and it'd be fine.
You ever been arrested?
No.
No.
I have. Well, I've been
Shocker.
to okay. I've never been like handcuffed, but I have been to jail.
Shocker.
Were you visiting someone? That doesn't count.
I have been booked and
Oh, I've
processed and
visited someone
I've
in jail.
been booked, processed, and fingerprinted, but I've never had
So
handcuffs.
you have a
on me.
criminal record?
Hmm?
You did not put that on the application to be a host on our podcast.
You can do a background check. Next question.
What would you go to jail for?
So I got another question. Would you shave your eyebrows off for $1,000?
No.
I don't think.
I already don't have eyebrows, according to some
That's
people.
true. Yeah, you wouldn't have to shave off much.
I wouldn't shave my eyebrows for $1,000. Would you eat bull testicles for $500?
No.
Rocky Mountain oysters. You already said you want to try
Are they
them.
are they raw or
Is
cooked?
that what that is?
Well,
Yeah.
cooked, yeah.
I mean, if they're cooked, deep fried, and battered with some ranch, then
For how much?
You didn't leave ranch on your condiment list though. For $500.
Yeah, $500 at that point. I mean, if they're cooked,
cooked and
one
sauteed.
bite. I mean,
Let me get it.
would you marry for money?
Yep.
Yes.
That's why I married Julia. Oh, I don't know if I should ask this one.
Okay, so many of these are not podcast
Yeah, I know.
appropriate.
I'm reading mine.
All right,
Have you
one
ever-
more card for me, everybody, and then we got to go because our time is running over. My wife's about to. Whew.
Yep. Have you ever driven more than 3 hours to go on a date with somebody? Yes.
3 hours?
I drove to Topeka.
Oh, more than.
Topeka's
or
an
3
hour and a
hours?
half.
Oh, then no.
3 hours, I would say. I went to Springfield.
I flew to another country.
Oh, you trumped us, and not because we were talking about politics.
That was stupid. I hate you for saying that.
Oh,
Last question, Amber.
I literally can't ask any more of these. They're all,
They're all
inappropriate.
very- yeah.
Yep. Oh wait, no. There was. Have you ever hitchhiked?
No.
I don't
Yes.
know. You have?
Yes, I
When
have.
I was in middle school.
When I was in elementary school.
Wait, actually, I think technically I did too. I was going to the NSYNC concert at Arrowhead one time. Our van broke down and we jumped in someone's random car to get to
Oh.
the stadium.
Well,
I think that counts.
I didn't successfully hitchhike. I tried to hitchhike. But
Like
no,
thumb
but no
out
one would
side
pick
of the
me up.
road?
Yeah, no one would pick me up.
Oh, see, I missed the school bus
Mm-hmm.
because I always overslept. It was snow on the ground outside, so I had to walk to school, and it was not like a 1 mile walk. It was like 5 mile. It was probably like 5 miles. Multiple people had asked if I wanted a
miles.
ride, and I was like, no, because you can't get kidnapped nowadays. Finally, this lady came by, and she's like, "Do you?" And I was at that point, I was tired of walking. I was cold, and I was like, "Yeah." So I got in the back seat of her very, very clean car, and my whole way thought there, I was like, "Is she gonna kill me?" But she took me to school and dropped me off, and I said, "Thank you."
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I didn't die.
So tight.
Again, thank you, Dice Games, for sending these. I'm actually really excited to play this with some friends over.
Shout out, bad choices.
I think we're gonna find out some reading these cards. We're gonna find out some info about some people.
You're gonna find out just how messed up I really am.
So we'll have to play this again. But let's go to our weekly segment, which is called
That's crazy.
I'm gonna let Amber go first.
Yeah, Amber, you can go ahead and go first, unless you don't want to.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I have a couple, although with what just happened out of Levi's mouth, I forgot one of them. So recently, okay, here's
My hip hurts.
oh my gosh. So I was back on Hinge. I was like, I'm gonna like give this a shot. I will do this like cycle. If I'll get on there, I'll talk to a couple of people, and I'm like, I have no interest, or I like just truly don't have time. Talking to this guy, he seems really nice. We have plans to get coffee on Sunday. I go out on Friday night to Breakthrough. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
I
like
love
the
Breakthrough.
Love Breakthrough.
oh my gosh, in my group of friends is like the most competitive ever. So we were like,
You
just-
should like try Activate as well. It's another place similar
Okay.
to that in Overland Park.
Well, we were running amok like children, and there were 7 people in our group, and we like, there's some people who only have 2 people, so we were like killing all the records for that day. We were literally like 5th for the entire day because we were doing so well. We're like in this adrenaline, we're all having fun. There's like that bar in the middle, right? So the birthday girl and I are like standing out. I thought her husband was gonna go get a beer, so I was gonna go with him. Decided not to. I see this guy, like the guy I'd been chatting with, right? And I was like, I'm pretty sure, like, I pull MJ over and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the guy I'm gonna go out with this weekend. And the guy's walking towards the bathroom. She calls her husband back and is like, Michael, ask that guy if his name's Andy, with no context. And Michael's like, I'll do it. So he walks into the bathroom, looks at this guy literally like midstream,
Shouldn't do it in the bathroom.
and goes, is your name Andy? And the guy's like, yeah. And then Michael says nothing else. And the guy's like, do you know me? Like, do we work together or something? And Michael said, no, I'm a psychic. And the guy like didn't hear him right. I think he'd been drinking before they went. And he was like, sidekick? And Michael looked at him and like just walked out. Like he comes back and he's like, I don't know how smart this guy is. And I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. So then we're like still playing. I'm assuming at some point he's gonna like recognize, like, I kind of have like red hair, cat eye glasses. Apparently I'm not that memorable, or he did not look at my pictures very much because we like crossed paths like 10 times. Doesn't realize. I sent him a picture like at the end of this event of us with the scoreboard, and he was like, are you here? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, are you with the weird guy that walked up to me in the bathroom? And I so badly wanted to say, no, what are you talking about?
You should have.
I really should have. I should have
lied.
just let
I
it.
lied.
But I hadn't gone out with him yet, right? So that's part 1 of that's just a wild, I can't believe
That is crazy.
it, right?
Yes.
How funny would, like, I can't imagine. It's different for girls, but like I can't imagine if like, midstream somebody's just like, hey, I don't know what I would have thought.
We hate when people talk to us in the bathroom.
Would have been strange. Part 2 of this is
Nice weather, isn't it?
also crazy. Like that guy and I, we were supposed to go out on Sunday. It was supposed to like rain or something, so we rescheduled. It takes literally nothing for me to cancel or reschedule a date. Clearly thought it was gonna rain and didn't want to get my hair wet. We end up going to the plaza. We meet at this bar on the plaza. We spent 3 hours having like a really nice conversation, like chit-chatting, and I'm not gonna lie, the entire time I was there, and he's nice enough, he's very nice. The entire time I was there, I was thinking like, I don't have time to do this. Like, very often I need to get out of, like, I have crafting to do, I have like work to do. And it's so funny because like it was so cordial, it was so nice, like walked me to my car, and then like after the date we were both like, that was great, like let's not do this again. And I was like, how refreshing that like he felt the same way. I will say,
not do this again.
yeah, we both were like, I'm glad we tried this, but like fundamentally a little different. Like we have enough like little things in common, but not like one,
I think
I'm not
that's
going to go
great,
camping.
though.
The guy doesn't like music. Who doesn't like?
Instead of ghosting like each other.
Well, also,
That's what I'm saying. How healthy. And I was like,
He
this is what I
knows-
have. So he's
he knows your friends are lunatics. so-
yeah.
also, yeah,
that was probably
probably
part one. He's like, I'm gonna have to let her know this is not gonna work out.
that probably doesn't
How'd
hurt.
you- like,
but I will
the
say too,
how'd you
like,
meet story is not gonna. That's not a good how'd you meet story.
well, he didn't meet me in the bathroom. He met Michael in the bathroom.
Caleb, for you, if people who say tiki-taki is one of your rants,
Did you just add that after he said that?
I will throat punch you, fool. I will cut you in my bone quee voice.
People who have a Bone Queequeg
I
impression.
love Angela Johnson.
What's your rant about almost killing your baby?
All right. I probably, I am scared to say this because I don't want CPS called on me. And, I'll just
How
ask,
long ago was this? Is the statute of limitations up?
my baby is 11 months old, so no. But Levi, you have children. Have you ever driven somewhere, like when your babies were in car seats? They still are, but like, have you ever realized you've driven somewhere and realized that they weren't strapped in?
No.
Me neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just good parents out here. Just
But I mean,
Julia's face.
you know what, Caleb? I lie. I'll be honest. There was one time, it wasn't that they weren't strapped in up here, but there was one time I didn't realize the base was not, that we actually, like put the person in,
Yeah.
the car seat, that thing, that was not buckled. And so, I mean, obviously, regardless of them being strapped, they could win anyway. So, I mean,
So I have a friend who has a baby, and my friend.
The baby's also
what's
11
your
months
friend's
old.
name?
My friend's name is Baleb. My friend, they were leaving and they had their baby and they set their baby in the car seat. And my friend Baleb was like, "You make sure you."
What's the kid's name?
Gabriel. So they put them in the car seat. This is not me. This is my friend did this. So they put the baby in the car seat, but they didn't because they're still like walking around the building. They're like, he's just in there chilling. And before they go to the car, they're like, okay, I need to make sure I actually in the car seat.
Was your kid not in the car seat?
No, he was in there, but he wasn't like strapped in because we were just walking around.
Well, I
the
didn't know if
building.
he crawled out of it and you were
No,
just.
no.
Okay, when
We're
you just
walking
said like
around.
he was unbuckled, you're walking around the building. I thought he was in your car and you were walking around
No,
the
no,
building.
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
this
no,
is getting
no,
worse.
No, we're just we're about to leave and put the baby in the car seat, get the bag up, get all your stuff together. And I'm thinking, okay, make sure the baby gets strapped in. So we go out to the car, my friend did, and
So you were a witness to a crime.
I saw my friend do this. Like he
Okay.
picked the baby up in the car seat. It latches into the base. Cool. Load the stroller up, diaper bag in, goes home. My friend gets out of the car, opens the door, sees this baby and goes, "Oh, boy."
Was he upside down?
No, it was fine. It was like it's a short drive. Like he's in the car for 10 minutes and he was chilling,
Were you at
but-
Costco?
No, we went home. It was a very
saying,
short
was it
drive.
Costco to
My
home?
friend just realized he didn't strap his baby in. Like, very dangerous.
Caleb needs call CPS.
Baleb needs to be arrested and locked up. Wasn't me though. It was my
man,
friend did this.
Damn Baleb.
Baleb is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad Babe Real is
wild
safe.
and wild now. I don't really have anything this week. We're running low on time anyways. I mean the only thing is you said you were gonna wear your Trump shirt and I don't know why you didn't, but other than that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys
Thank
have
you,
a great
Amber,
week.
for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a
Yes,
blast.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back on. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
So-
Anytime.
Well, we should talk before we make
Oh yeah,
a decision.
off camera, yeah.
Okay.
We still need to chat about our producer off camera.
Yeah, we do. Hey, folks, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Doses.
Don't do that.
Why you gotta be so trifling and foolish, Baleb?
gotta have that energy.
I'm gonna start calling you Baleb.
That was incredible.